Howdy, folks. As some of you might know, I've been part of this new program called Global Music Match, which has been a superb opportunity for me to meet and talk and get to know other artists around the world. And in this video, it is my time now to introduce one of those artists for you guys. He's a singer-songwriter from rural area of Wales in UK. While traditional singer-songwriter at heart, echoing influences from Americana, pop, rock, and soul, he weaves his alternative spirit into everything he does. Please welcome and say hello to Mr. Dan Bettridge.
Heavenly Father, I need water. The kingdom ain't come yet, neither's your daughter.
Hi Dan, and welcome to Nordic Guitar Music Universe.
Thank you very much, man. It's good to be here.
Tell me your backstory a little bit. How did you become playing music and writing songs?
It was kind of basically always on the cards. I feel like it was funny because I never really did music in school. I never performed until, a long time after that, and I'd recorded my first EP and that sort of thing. And nobody had ever seen me play or sing or anything. And there was this thing in the back of my mind that was always like, you're always going to do it, so don't worry about it and just do what you want to do at the moment, and then when you're ready, it'll just happen. It was really strange. I can't explain it, but so in school, I did fine art, photography, didn't do any music until the very last year. And I got a D in my music theory, which is terrible. I got full marks in my performance, which is good. And I didn't really do any formal lessons as such. So it was just kind of like self-taught kind of thing.
But did you kind of listen to a lot music when you were a kid, or?
Yeah, loads. It's like everyone else. It was kind of growing up. It was like your parents' record collection. It was just kind of like any defining moment in my childhood or like younger years. They always came with a soundtrack. There was always music playing, and I think that was one of the main things that like music just came hand in hand with joy for me. So I just thought it made total sense. Yeah, you kind of take elements of all of that and almost use them as building blocks to begin with. Like I listened to some really, really early songs I wrote, and they just they're basically like Dylan, Springsteen, and Joni Mitchell just poured into one and kind of semi-ripped off. But like it was like doing that made me realize what worked and what didn't work, and then you can take those and put it into your own stuff.
Yeah. Other artist that came to mind when listening to your music was John Mayer.
Oh, cool.
Especially with your your vocal sound.
Oh, no way.
Made me think John Mayer.
That's pretty cool. I've had that only once.
Okay.
That's interesting. Normally people go for like the more kind of rough sounding vocals, like Caleb Followill from the Kings of Leon, or they jump to stuff like that because a lot of the time there's just a natural kind of raspiness or whatever in my voice. That's cool. Yeah.
Do you get that raspy sound naturally?
Yeah, totally naturally. Yeah, I don't know.
You don't have to drink like one bottle of Jack Daniels and get that.
No, I actually don't drink either. So.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So I don't know. Like, I started smoking when I was like 16. I don't smoke anymore. Yeah. But I reckon in those like that kind of 4 or 5 year gap where I was developing and I was also smoking probably did something that made me a bit raspy. I don't know.
Yeah, that's super cool. You say in your bio that you are son of rural Wales.
Yeah, that's me.
So where exactly are you now?
So I grew up in a small seaside town called Ogmore by Sea, which is like right on the coast.
Yeah, I just checked that it's like around 2,400 kilometers where I'm now, and it would take me 480 somewhat hours to walk into
No.
Lockdown.
You better get going then, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice place, man. It was the perfect place to grow up. It was just a dead town. Everyone was really friendly. Everyone knew each other. There was one road in and out, and like very rural, very by the sea. Now they've built loads of new homes there, and it's kind of different, and it's a lot busier. But definitely the best time. I was lucky to have grown up there when I did, and we're really close to a national park here, Brecon Beacons, and yeah, it's definitely influenced me for sure. Yeah.
I was thinking about this because we have kind of same background in a sense that I also was born in this small town on the very most eastern part of Finland, which is kind of like last frontier of Siberia. And then I moved to the capital area. Because the thing in Finland is it's not this black and white as I say it, but many artists in Finland say that you can't make a living as an artist in Finland if you don't live in the capital area. So how do you feel like in UK that you don't, as a musician and artist, you don't live, for example, in London or Manchester or even in Wales, in Cardiff, or?
Same as you. It's not quite as black and white, but basically that's what a lot of people think. They think if you don't live in London, what's the point? You know, there's two sides to the coin. It's kind of like they're right in the sense that there's a lot more going on, obviously. There are a lot more opportunities. You're way more likely to meet like-minded people and work on something together and make stuff. But saying that, I know plenty of people that live out in the middle of nowhere that are doing really well, have really successful careers, whether that be as a band that tour and like in the traditional sense, or as songwriters for other people, or you know, songs for TV and film. In my case, it's just kind of like having grown up in such a rural area and having such a massive love for the outdoors, and the outdoors influences my music so much.
Yeah.
And I go outdoors so much to relax and just clear my mind, and it's so important to me that I don't think I could live in a city really. I visit them for work and I gig and I go to write there and stuff, but I don't think I could handle living in a city full time. It's just too full on, you know. Over lockdown, I've done co-writes with people over Skype, and they've gone really well. And yeah, it's like, obviously it is better to be face to face with somebody and to be in the same room and like kind of feel each other in the room, and you know, you get in the same sort of vibe when you're together, but we can totally do it remotely.
Yeah.
Easily. I mean, in the UK anyway, you can be super remote, especially in Scotland, but we're a small island. We're never that far away from it anyway.
Yeah. One thing that interests me also in your story is that because you so identify as a Welsh person and you talk about the rural area and nature, that do you have any relationship for Welsh tradition and the traditional music of your area?
No, not really. Because I'm Welsh, but my mum's Irish and my dad's English.
Right.
So there's kind of like this funny mix of like two Celts and an Englishman, and it's like in the family. But no, not really. And there is a traditional Welsh folk scene, and there is traditional Welsh music, but it's not really anywhere near the public consciousness or doesn't really intertwine with the pop world all that much.
Right.
You know, I feel like I'm pretty connected into the Welsh music scene in South Wales anyway, and it's not really that rife down here. So with the Welsh, we do have traditional instruments, but I think the Welsh instrument is our voices, and we're known for singing. and you have famous, world famous Welsh choirs, and they travel the world. And so I think maybe in a sense I am in touch with that, in the sense that my music is very vocal based, and it is all about the singing and the words. And I remember in school, in assemblies and things, we just sing, and it's such a huge part of growing up here. So I guess the voice is the Welsh instrument more over anything else.